What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis once again answering the questions that you asked me. Now, as you know, I do a lot of quick questions and consultations, and I also do videos. Well, whenever I'm doing a quick question or consultation, or just in the comment section on some of the videos that I do, a question that I get over and over again is, why am I still single? What is it that I'm doing wrong? I get that question often in different forms, but it still adds up to the same thing. Now, what I've learned is that most people are single for one of three reasons. And that's why I decided to make a video, and you're about to watch it now, about the three reasons why people are single. The first reason why people stay single is because they are not the best version of themselves. Okay, it's human nature to want to be with somebody who reflects the best version of you. So whatever you see yourself as being, the best version of yourself, say that's, a great business person who's in great shape and has a lot of friends and all those kinds of things. If that's the person that you see yourself as, if that's the best version of you, then you're going to want to have somebody who reflects that. You're going to want to have somebody that you feel should be with somebody like that. Okay? You're going to want to be with somebody who reflects what you feel is the best version of yourself. Now, unfortunately, for some people, we generally get someone who reflects where we are currently. Okay? So, if you're not the best version of yourself currently, the person that you have is generally going to reflect that. So if you see yourself as, happy, well-adjusted, in great shape, a lot of friends, but now you're in a situation where you're unemployed, you're out of shape, you're miserable, you're crying all the time, the person you're with is generally going to be a reflection of that. So because they're going to be a reflection of that, you're not going to be happy with them. Why? Because when you look at that person, it's going to be like, someone turning a mirror on your life. A lot of times, this is why we're not happy with our partner, because when we look at that person, when we see how they are, how they live their lives, it's kind of like someone turning a mirror on our life and all of the things that we have going on or we don't have going on. And that bothers us. So when you're not the best version of yourself, a lot of times you're attracting somebody who's not what you're looking for. They're what you currently are, or they reflect what you currently are. Also, you have to understand that sometimes when you're not the best version of yourself and you have somehow attracted somebody who is the best version of themselves, or is somebody that you would like to be with if you were the best version of yourself, they're unhappy with you and they don't treat you so well, or they end up leaving you for some reason. Or they end up leaving you basically because they don't like what they see, because they want to get the person that is for the best version of them. They want to get the person that they feel like they earned by being the best version of themselves. They want to get the person that reflects them. Because you got to remember, if they're being the best version of themselves, but they're with you, it's like looking at a mirror and getting a false image. It's kind of like looking at a cracked mirror. They're like, okay, wait a minute. I'm the best version of myself, but I'm still with you. You're not the best version of yourself. This usually happens when one person improves and the other person stays the same. But if you're not the best version of yourself, ultimately, you're not going to want to be in a relationship with anybody, and that's going to keep you single. Because either you're going to get with somebody who is the best version of themselves, and they're not going to treat you so well, they're not going to be happy with you, or you're going to get with somebody who reflects the version of you that you currently are, and it's going to be like looking in the mirror, and it's going to make you depressed, and you're going to probably take it out on that person, or you're going to leave. The second thing that keeps people single is having no social connections. A lot of times people like to brag about not having any friends. I do it by myself. I ain't got no friends. I don't need nobody else. I'm independent. That kind of thing. I'm a lone wolf, dog. I do it by myself. I roll alone, playboy. People do this all the time. This is their thought process. This is how they think. I'm by myself, and they feel like there's, some level of pride in that, and sometimes there's some protection in that. Like, I don't trust nobody, man. I don't even trust my mama, bruh. Nah, I don't trust nobody. I ain't trust my mama since she told me there was a Santa Claus. Even she lied. That kind of thing. So people have this thought process a lot of times that I'm going to be all by myself and I'm not going to build a social connection or a network with anyone else. Now, unfortunately, what that does to a person is causes them not to have an outlet to meet quality people. When you don't really have friends, that is a huge outlet that would allow you to meet people, whether they're just your friends or, people from church, hanging out with people from work a little bit more, even just getting online and, just kind of interacting with people in that way. If you don't have any of those social connections, what generally happens is you become isolated and you don't have anyone to bring new people into your life and bring you in contact with new people. This causes you to just remain single because you're constantly trying to figure out how to search for new people. And, of course, the older you get, the harder that becomes because you're not in high school anymore. So it's not like you're coming in contact with, hundreds of people every single day, depending on the size of your high school. You come in contact with hundreds of people every single day. You go to a football game, you come in contact with thousands of people just based on the fact that you go to a school. Now, because you've gotten older, it's not like that. It's not like it was in college where you come in contact with thousands of people every day. Now you're in a situation where because you don't really connect with people, because you don't really have much of a network, you're just seeing people, from work here and there. You're not really talking to them. Don't really have close friends. Don't really go to a church or social groups, things of that nature. And for that reason, no one's bringing new people to you. You'd be surprised how many times people get married to their friend's cousin or their friend's husband's golf buddy or something like that. People often get relationships started with people because other friends introduced them, or it's a person that they met at a social gathering that was held by some people that they already knew. You're like, hey, come to my party. I'm having a get together, or come to my daughter's birthday, or whatever the case may be. When you have these friends, you have these connections, you're constantly coming in contact with people who often are in the same social circles, also have something in common with you, and are more likely to be people that you want to be in a relationship with because of the fact that you kind of operate at the same level. When you don't have that, you're kind of reduced to, okay, let me go to the bar tonight and see if I meet somebody. Let me go to the club tonight and see if I can twerk on somebody and possibly, generate a relationship from that. And then you're wondering why you end up with the friends with benefits, or psychos or whatever the case may be. It's because you haven't really built a network to allow you to really vet some people so you can kind of see what type of people you're dealing with and people bringing good people and quality people into your life. Having no social connections really makes it very difficult to find somebody, and that generally keeps you single. The third reason that people stay single is jumping ship. This is really popular amongst people. People do it all the time because it seems easier than trying to work things out. It seems easier than putting your heart at risk, taking some of the risks that go along with trying to create a relationship and hold on to one. People generally jump ship because they think, I'll find someone else. I'll find someone who doesn't have any flaws or doesn't have any issues that I have to work through. So they jump ship and they do it over and over again because every person you run into is going to have some sort of problem, going to have some sort of issue. A lot of times jumping ship is a preemptive strike. It's one of those things where you don't think it's going to work out or you don't think the person's really feeling you. So what you do instead of trying to make a relationship work is you just say, you know what, I'm done with it. I'm jumping ship. And this becomes something you do over and over and over again when you get to a certain point in a relationship with somebody. As soon as things get a little bit serious and it seems like you might have to do certain things, some sacrifices might have to be made, or you get to a point where you do have to come to certain compromises, or some of those tough conversations that you have in a serious relationship, it's like, Where's my life preserver? I'm jumping. You know, it's like, I'm out. You know, that's what happens a lot of times. And a person stays single because every time they get to that point in a relationship with a person, it's just natural for them to just go, I got to get out of here. I got to jump ship. Something bad happened. We got in an argument. What? You telling me that you don't like to watch Sports Center every night? I'm out. Nah, I'm out. I can't be with somebody like that. What? You telling me that your favorite color is yellow? 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 Yellow. Nah, it's over. I'm done. I'm out. You know, and they do this constantly, thinking, if I don't have this in common with this person, or if we argued about this or that or the other, then I'm just going to move on. Because one of these days, I'm going to find somebody that I have everything in common with. One of these days, I'm going to find somebody that I never argue with. One of these days, I'm going to find somebody that's just completely 100% perfect. Everything. You know, and then you find that person possibly, and now you're like, man, this is boring. I'm jumping ship. You know, it's a cycle where you just can't find any possible way to have a real close relationship with someone that lasts for a long period of time. So for that reason, you stay single. Hopefully I was able to help you out. If you have any other questions, make sure you go to the askchazzellis.com, get a consultation, quick question. Also, make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.